Today I want to talk about controlling the moment of return. Of course, Pilates is all about control. So what happens a lot of times is that we think all about pulling down against the resistance and then we stop moving, right? We pull, this is where all the effort is, and then we think of other things, we think we're done with the exercise, and then we stop paying attention. Now, in a lot of the exercises, the good part, the juicy part, the control part, happens on the return, right? So a lot of students might actually miss the best part about it, about the exercise. If you do seated pull down on the trapeze table, you pull down and then the moment when the bar turns around, when it goes back up, that's often when the shoulder wants to creep up, right? And we stop paying attention, we don't even notice it. So I usually encourage students to pull down and then hold it there. And then right now, pay a lot of attention to keep the shoulder relaxed as the bar goes down. In the beginning, you'll have to slow it down a little bit to be aware of that. You hold it and then notice what happens when you turn around, okay? And what happens in the shoulder joint is that the muscles that stabilize it all the way around, they're agonist and antagonist, and that will change when you reverse direction, right? So when you pull down, one group of muscle works. When you let the bar go up, another group of muscle works, agonist and antagonist. And in order to stabilize the joint within the socket, we need that co-contraction of all the muscles all of the time. That's another one of those beautiful benefits of Pilates, is it's a full body workout no matter what you do. Even if I isolate one sort of joint here, right, with this exercise, you wouldn't consider it a full body exercise, but still you're challenging the muscles on all 360 degrees in all four directions around that joint. Let's look at that same principles in another exercise on the reformer. All right, we're on the reformer now, and we're going to look at kneeling arm work facing back. And it's not so much about the arm work itself that I want you to pay attention to, but my stability, my posture, right? So I'm not touching the shoulder rests. If I were to touch the shoulder rests, it would be a little bit easier, and there's less need for stability in my lower extremities. So I'm moving away from it because that's what I'm after. I'm reaching forward, and then all I'll do is pull back and then release forward. Exhale back, inhale forward. Okay? Now, again, as I pull back, certain muscles in my body tighten so that I don't fall over. But in the moment of reversing direction, the whole other side of my body sort of has to start working, slash the side of my body that worked initially has to let go in order for me to return. Okay? So it's again about that moment of turning around. And that's also where you'll probably see most people struggling, is right that moment of turning around, right? They pulled, they figured out, okay, this is how it goes, and then woo, in the moment that they let go, they completely lost their hip extensors and they're falling their noses. How can you cue that? How can you make people more aware? My method is to slow it down. Initially, right? We don't want to start getting stagnant and hold things forever, I know, but if we have to learn something new, it might be a smart way to learn it instead of cheating through it all the time, right? Especially if you start to work with posture. If somebody sits like this and then they pull like that all the time, right? You'll have to correct their posture. And in order for them to have the mental space to focus on the lower body, you know, they have to give up the goal of making a big movement, for instance. And then the ultimate exercise for this sort of principle of the watching the moment of return would be your knee stretch. And in a knee stretch is you really have to speed it up, or that's the goal. Here you really want to increase the speed, not just the fluidity, but really the rhythm and the speed, because the faster your body has to react to that change of reaction, the stronger it gets. It's gonna be ready for you whenever, because it knows, whoa, I never know with this lady what she's gonna do next, right? So your body's there and it's gonna support you no matter what you decide. And in real life, because if you walk and you run and there's something in front of you and you have to move out of the way, you can react fast and your body's supporting you and your core will support you in that change of direction versus you starting to strain, right? Isn't that always where you shovel snow and you hit, or you rake or whatever, and you hit something hard that was unexpected and you kind of run into it with your full strength? That's when your body needs to fast react to that to support you so that your spine stays happy and your whole body stays happy. Okay? I hope that was helpful. As always, use the comment section below the video to ask me any further questions. I'd love to have a discussion about that.